if I can start this up. Hello, happy campers. Spike.
Chris.
Show. We're actually getting a second episode off this week. It's been a slow month for us with the holiday season. But we are recording on December 20th, 2020, and Christmas is coming up Friday, and we're trying to decide whether we're going to do this again next week between Christmas and New Year's. I don't think either one of us will either. I probably won't be in the mood. He probably won't be sober enough to do it. But oh, don't give me that look, pal. Palsy.
Me?
Give me that look, pal.
Sober? I don't know what to talk about.
You and Beth both. Anyway. So anyway, Chris burned through his news items pretty quickly this week. He said it was a slow news week.
It was a slow news week. I'm just bringing these people up as an example, but every weekend I watch Kevin Smith and Mark Bernard do their Batman on Batman, something like it, whatever. Anyway, they do their little news week. They came up and they was like, "What's the news today?" Nothing. So what should we talk about? Mandalorian. And that's what they did for a total of an hour and a half or 2 hours. We're talking about the Mandalorian, talking to people.
Okay, so spoilers. We're going to be talking about the Mandalorian. By the way, as this one, we'll point out, make sure you like, subscribe, and all this other.
Yeah, we need to get places.
If you're not subscribing to the YouTube channel, subscribe to the YouTube channel. You can catch us now on Rumble as well. So there's now 3 places you can find these videos. 3 places you have to avoid in order to stay away from our toxic little butts. Anyway, speaking of the Mandalorian, roughly a third of the internet whizzed themselves, and another third jizzed themselves over the revelation at the end of the Mandalorian. Spoiler alert, if you have not seen Mandalorian, this season 2 finale, just stop right now, walk away. Yeah. If you're that interested, watch it. Otherwise, Luke Skywalker's there and he's young. Okay, so they're deep faking.
Wow.
You
just go right into it.
That takes care of that. Anyway, you drive me up the wall sitting here.
My best movie list was on there.
Oh, your best movie list was on
that.
Well, it's right behind you. Anyway. So, the young Luke Skywalker is back. Now, here's the thing nobody's talking about yet, okay? Mm-hmm. Yes, Luke Skywalker is there, but it's not the old Luke Skywalker that we saw in the sequel trilogy.
Oh, okay. My goodness.
This is the young one.
Yeah. Which messes me up on the timeline completely, because where the hell does this take place?
Well, that's the question I'm wondering, because he's young, but he's missing his hand, so we know this is after.
Yes.
This is after. Now, I have not seen this episode myself. All I know is that Luke Skywalker is there, and I saw a screenshot of him with his black glove. So he's already Michael Jacksoning. It's either before Return of the Jedi or after Return of the Jedi. Most likely before.
Well, see, here's the thing. A lot of people were discussing, and they kept on bringing up, the fate of Baby Yoda is that if he did go with the young Jedis, then he's dead. Just going to say it. He's dead. Because, and a lot of people keep bringing this up, they say that because Anakin does kill all the younglings, and it's like, wait a minute, that's way before Luke even was born.
Yes, that was in the prequels.
So it's like, I think they're mistaking Anakin with Kylo Ren, because Kylo Ren was studying with a bunch of other Jedis and with Luke, and he ended up burning the entire palace, or the whatever that thing was called, and Luke was still alive. But so I think it was Kylo Ren, is what you're meaning, is the one that killed Baby Yoda.
Either way, Baby Yoda is dead now. So thank you, Disney. They don't come out and say this in this episode, but this is what people are inferring. But
yeah, it was me.
Here's the other thing too. Yoda was how old when he finally passed away?
Just so you guys know, we're not Star Wars experts, so
we have lives. Okay, so
I mean, I've seen the movies, I've seen some of the TV shows, but I'm not like an expert. I can't tell you who
He
did what.
he
and
loves
what
the
and
holiday special. Both of them. Anyway, Yoda was 950 years old when he died. Okay, he was
Wow, you knew
950
that?
years old. Yes, because I've seen the movies. He was 950 years old when he died. He's now a Force ghost. So by the end of Return of the Jedi, Yoda's dead, Darth Vader's dead. Oh, spoilers on those. So Anakin's back in the Force. They have, and George Lucas goes in and plugs what's his face in instead of the guy who played Anakin in the original release back in 86, 87, whenever it was. Anyway, point is, everybody lost their poo because it's Luke Skywalker coming back. So like I said, roughly a third of the fandom was all happy because they're the old schoolers. They get to see they get to see young Luke Skywalker the way they remember him and stuff. And a third are ticked off because it's not any of the ones from the sequel trilogy. It's not anybody else. It's the white kid. The white kid with the bushy hair. And it's not even the old one that they love to hate. It's old school 20-something Luke Skywalker.
Yeah.
I have exactly one question. Okay, now understand, I do have faith that the producers here know what they're doing. Okay?
Yeah.
Because you got what? John Favreau's involved in this, and
a bunch of
other guys.
them, yeah.
Okay.
They've done so good so far. They know their stuff.
They're doing fine. Now, John Favreau's a good storyteller. We know that from Marvel. We know that from season 1 of The Mandalorian. He knows what he's doing. Season 2 is complete. It's in the books, and now we've pegged it. Unless this Luke Skywalker is a clone. Cloning is a thing in Star Wars. There would be a twist for the ages.
Well, now you're opening up a different door there.
Yeah, that's like a whole new can of bantha worms right there. But anyway.
So this, I mean, go ahead.
No, you go ahead and say your piece.
I mean, this season has been really good. I love when Ahsoka Tano showed up. Awesome. Amazing. I loved it all. I'm going to admit, and you guys are going to hate me, okay? The last season of Mandalorian, the last episode, the season finale, did not scratch the itch for me. I know everybody was like, oh, there's Luke. I had issues with this. And here's my reasons why, okay? One, everybody's like, we finally get to see Luke in action. He's using the Force. He's going through those robots like crazy, all of that. And it's true. We don't actually ever see that with Luke. Never. But here's the thing. That wasn't awesome to me. In Rogue One, when you got to see Darth Vader come through and take out all those people, that was actually really awesome. Not because it was Darth Vader. It was just, he was using the Force in a violent way. Luke just used his saber and just sliced through them. And that was it. It wasn't yay for me. The CGI that they used on his face, horrible. I thought they could have done way better. They've done better. I don't know why they did it like this. His voice didn't sound nothing like Mark Hamill, even though they gave credit to Mark Hamill in the credits.
Mark Hamill doesn't sound like Mark Hamill anymore.
I mean, it was just like, that doesn't even sound like Mark Hamill. I don't know, it did not...
You know who Mark Hamill sounds like now? He sounds like the Joker. Because he is the voice of the animated Joker. He has been for a long time now. Okay? He's gravelly. When Mark Hamill turned up on one of the new seasons of Mystery Science Theater 3000, the Jonah Ray ones, where he shows up and he's got the space circus, and he's trying to talk Jonah and the bots on, he's using his Joker voice.
Yeah.
So, I don't even know what Mark Hamill sounds like anymore, because I'm so used to him as the Joker now. But Which is hilarious because the poor man used to be typecast into oblivion back in the 80s. But
I don't know. This episode, I mean, it was good, but I'm not jumping up and down like everybody else. I just did not do nothing for me. Part of me actually wishes that they didn't use Luke at all. That maybe they used somebody else.
They had to do something to close out the season to get people buzzing about it.
Which also comes up with the next story of where's Mandalorian going to, what's going to happen now? You don't have Baby Yoda no more.
Well, that's the one question I was getting ready to ask. Okay, so at the end of Mandalorian Season 2, the season finale, Luke takes Baby Yoda. He's going to go train him in the Force because Luke's such an expert in the Force now, apparently. And anyway, so that's why I'm thinking this is after Return of the Jedi, after Luke sees the Force ghosts and stuff of like Obi-Wan and Yoda and his dad and stuff at the very end of the movie. So if he's going to be able to train this Goku, whatever its name is, whatever it is, Baby Yoda, if he's going to train Baby Yoda, he's going to need these Force ghosts to help him do it, which should be fun in its own right. But they're not going to, you're not going to see so much of that one because expenses. But anyway, where, and there's like 3 people out there screaming at their screens right now.
Probably.
Where does this leave Boba Fett? Because Boba Fett has his own show coming.
Yes.
They don't know if it's a movie. They're thinking it's a movie, but he's supposed to be a Mandalorian too, right? And we already know that Pasquale or whatever playing the Mandalorian now doesn't want to be hanging around in the suit. And Disney's like, all right, you don't have to hang around in the suit anymore.
Well, now those were just rumors.
Well, those were just rumors, but on the other hand, why would they, if the Boba Fett stuff was announced after the little Pedro Pascal thing hit, so
yeah, in case you have not seen it and you are sticking around even though we totally spoiled the whole thing and you're still listening, at the end of the credits there is a little special scene at the end of the credits which I didn't know about at all until somebody was talking about it, and I'm like, wait, what? So I had to go back and watch it. But yeah, apparently Boba Fett goes back to the what's his name? The big slug.
Jabba the Hutt.
Jabba the Hutt's little place.
His old place, the one where Boba Fett delivered Han Solo's carbonite butt.
Kills the dude's the slug's assistant. I forgot what his name is too. And then takes the throne. So he's now in charge of that whole thing, which brings to the movie series, whatever it is, of Boba Fett.
Considering the last time we saw him, he was falling into the maw of essentially a sand leech, and then.
See, that's something else. Again,
a sand lamprey, actually, with all the teeth. But
even though I love the Star Wars movies, I'm not very familiar with it, but I kept on wondering, why is everybody always in love with Boba Fett? He didn't do much. He did a whole lot more in The Mandalorian than what he did in the movies. So, I mean, he's badass now, but then he wasn't really that much of a badass to me.
Yeah, so. That's the way I've always felt, but you can usually tell who the hardcore Star Wars guys are because they're either drooling over Boba Fett or they're screaming Han shot first, like it actually matters.
And due to the fact that this video is going to be fresh right off of the Mandalorian ending, if you just tagline it, us talking about Mandalorian, we're going to get more views. Because people are going to be like, what everybody else is saying. They're going to check this out and they're going to be like, what? No. These people are horrible. But we'll get more views.
Let me close this video out with a quick prediction, okay? There will be no Mandalorian Season 3.
What?
You will have the Boba Fett show. Baby Yoda will get his own show. with the amazing Luke Skywalker as his sexy assistant. I tell you, I'm not going to place any money on this bet, but I'm predicting Disney does not put any more money into The Mandalorian. Mainly because Ahsoka Tano's got her own show. You've got Boba Fett getting his own movie. You've got all these other shows. What was it they announced at the investor call at Disney? About a dozen new Star Wars things.
Yeah.
They're not going to need The Mandalorian sticking around, especially with the baggage attached to it. So,
Which does bring this to the fact that this may not be the last time that we see Baby Yoda. He may
of
be
course not.
appearing on one of these other shows.
Oh, he absolutely will turn up on one of these shows, and I can actually hazard a guess as to which one. But it's money he shows up on the Ahsoka Tano show, because guess who the most experienced Jedi in the universe is at this point? As far as the end of Season 2 of The Mandalorian, who is the most experienced living Jedi? Now, technically it's Luke, because he's the only Jedi. But Ahsoka Tano, as a former Padawan who walked away from it, she has a lot more experience dealing with the Force than Luke does. Who would be better qualified to actually train Baby Yoda? Now she already walked away because she said in the show that she didn't want to deal with anymore.
See, again,
Force users.
This is where the timeline always just like messes me up. Because I don't know how Ahsoka Tano's species, like, you know, their age. But it's like she was taught by Luke's father. So it's like.
So she's got at least 20 years on him. At least.
I mean,
because
yeah,
Luke
I
was
guess
about
it's
20 by the time he left the
I mean, I guess it's possible. It's
moisture form.
I don't know exactly how old she was when she became.
I think she was supposed to have been like 15 or 16 at the time. She was
Okay.
acting like a 15 or 16-year-old in the Clone Wars show, which is another excellent show, by the way. But of course, Genndy Tartakovsky was involved in that one, so that's why that was awesome.
So how old is Luke now then?
It depends
Or
on what
not?
you're talking
I
about.
mean, you know what? My mind's
Yeah,
going
let's just go ahead and wrap it. Let's go ahead and wrap this one. We do have something else we need to talk about Disney related. We'll get to that in the next episode. What did I do with this? Because if you don't know the name Abigail Disney, I'm going to introduce you to her, and if you are a Disney fan, you're going to want to hear this. So until next time, Spike,
Chris.
Show, we'll see you next time, and we'll see if I can actually put the Mandalorian tag in our little description for this video. Ha ha ha. We'll see if that happens. Ta-ta.